to the next segment. I mean, we're going to have to push it. I had it here ready to go. We're going to have to move it.
I'm off the ban list in Chicago. This is major.
Well, don't you think you should be on today? Like, prove it. Prove it, Captain J. Hood.
They have to invite me to come on. I can't just call in.
Well, you could. I'm not. You think if you called in, they're not going to put you through?
I don't have the number.
I can get you that.
The bat phone?
I would assume I can get you that. Probably it's 6:32 a.m. Eastern time. Without even reaching out to anyone, I would guess by 6:34 a.m. Eastern time, someone will text me the bat phone for you.
This is great news because I love Captain J. Hood, and I was banned for simply telling the truth, for simply warning them, for encouraging them to temper their expectations around Caleb Williams and this Bears team this season. I was trying to look out for their best interest, and they banned me because of how sensitive they are about the dysfunction in their organization. But I'm thrilled that CC, now you're public enemy number one, and I'm off the ban.
Hold on one second. I want a response, but I do want to tell everybody that Unsportsmanlike is brought to you by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers access to over 1 million products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by today. So Captain J. Hood, ESPN 1000 in Chicago, after us, as we're hyping up the championship games this weekend, and there is a rookie playing in it, and Jayden Daniels, that the Bears, yes, could have drafted. They did not. They drafted Caleb Williams. Fine, whatever. Like, that doesn't mean Caleb is going to be bad because Jayden is really good. They said, what was the word? Whizzing?
Yeah.
You were whizzing all over their team as talking about the championship games. Chris Canty, your response to Cap saying you're whizzing all over the Bears.
I'm not whizzing all over your team. I'm not. If anything, the performance that we're seeing from Jayden Daniels in these playoffs is doing that nasty work. That's not me. So don't blame me for stating the obvious that your team had a chance to draft that quarterback. You didn't. And now that quarterback, who went with the second overall pick, took a moribund Washington Commanders franchise to the conference championship game in his rookie season.
Oof. But they don't
How is that on me?
Because they don't like the truth. They don't want you to hold up the mirror because sometimes you don't like what you see. And if you're the Bears and you're holding up the mirror, you're seeing a missed opportunity that you could have had a guy who took a franchise who earned that number 2 overall pick. They won 4 games the year prior, and he's been a complete disruptor in the most positive way. He's come in, and yes, they have a new head coach, new GM, new ownership. It's a new day in Washington across the board. But it all starts and ends with the quarterback. He was the right pick, and he has galvanized this team, this franchise, and that city in a remarkable way. He's done everything that the Bears were hoping that Caleb Williams did for them.
Smalls, I'm going to ask you a question real quick, point blank. If you had to buy stock in a quarterback in the NFC for the next 5 years, which quarterback would you want the most stock in?
Ooh, the next 5 years?
Next 5 years. Take your quarterback off the board because I know you're a Green Bay Packers.
Well, I was just thinking, I still think that there's another gear to Jordan Love. We've seen it. We just haven't seen it consistently.
Sure. But you can't be objective because you're a Packers fan.
But I do think he's absolutely in the conversation. Okay. Think about the way that we were talking about him at this time last year.
Sure.
And he was injured in the first game of the season. Inconsistent year for him. But I still think I would love to buy stock in Jordan Love. But the obvious answer is Jayden Daniels. When you're a rookie and you come off, a franchise who won 4 games the season prior, and now you have your team in the conference championship game, how could you not want to go buy all that stock if you had the opportunity to?
Okay, follow up. If you had to buy stock in a quarterback in the AFC next 5 years, who you buying stock in?
Still Mahomes.
It's still Mahomes. Here's the crazy thing. The Chicago Bears passed on both of them. In 2017, they took Mitch Trubisky with the second overall pick. Patrick Mahomes went 10 overall. This past year, they took Caleb Williams with number 1. Jayden Daniels went number 2.
And another name in that conversation might be C.J. Stroud, who's taken the Houston Texans and turned them around and been in the playoffs. Fair, but they passed on him too.
But I'm just sitting here thinking about the 2 best quarterbacks in their respective conferences moving forward. Jayden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes. The Bears passed on both of them. I mean, for a city that knows about people passing up on generational talents, they decided to draft Sam Bowie not once but twice.
Oh my God.
That's what they did.
I just want to be clear. You don't think you're whizzing on them?
But how is that not true?
You went to the urinal and the stall just now.
But how?
And the fire hydrant.
But tell me how it's not true. That's what I don't understand.
You just Sam Bowie'd it.
Am I wrong? You passed on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that was bad.
Then you passed on Jayden Daniels.
Also bad.
And like, not to say that Caleb Williams can't be great, because
Right.
Caleb Williams can be great. But based on what we're seeing from Jayden Daniels, it would be hard for Caleb Williams in the foreseeable future to clear that bar when it comes to success early on in your NFL career. Out the gates, I transformed a 4-win team into a squad that won 12 games in the regular season, 2 more on the road in the playoffs, and got them in the conference championship game. And oh, by the way, the team that we're playing in the conference championship game, the last time we lined up against them, we beat them.
Again, the Commanders play the Eagles this weekend, and you don't think you're whizzing on the Bears.
But
You
you
brought up
kinda
the
have to, though.
2017 draft hold against them here.
But you kind of have to, though. If we're talking about Jayden Daniels' success, doesn't your mind usually go towards Caleb Williams and the pressure that's now on him? There's so much pressure on him as a second-year quarterback, not only because of the success of first C.J. Stroud and now Jayden Daniels, but you got the coach that you publicly championed, that you publicly asked for. They went out and they got him. The Bears got Ben Johnson. So now so much is up to Caleb Williams to make sure that he's doing his part in getting better and helping the franchise get where they want to go. But as you were going through this, CC, my mind went a different place. Everyone in that draft class is now playing for second because Jayden Daniels is heads and tails the best quarterback that came out of the draft last year.
No doubt.
Are we sure Caleb's even going to be second? Look at what Sean Payton did with Bo Nix this year. Drake May showed some real promise, and now Mike Vrabel is there. I'm not a big Josh McDaniels fan, but he has had success with some quarterbacks now.
No doubt.
Could Caleb be playing for third? Maybe we don't know about Michael Penix Jr. yet.
Oh,
we don't know
do.
about JJ.
He's good.
But we don't know 100%.
He's good. He's good.
We know he's good.
Confirmed.
He may not be great, but
we
he's
don't
definitely
know.
good.
I was just going to say we don't know how good he can be,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
know he's good. JJ McCarthy is still in the mix. Are we sure Caleb's not playing for third, maybe fourth best in this draft class?
And Cap says I'm whizzing.
You are.
I'm not.
You just did 10 minutes relitigating the 2017
I
draft.
said he could be great. He's just not going to be as great as Jayden Daniels. Smalls just said he might not even be the second best quarterback in the class.
You
Was
just
there a
got
lie told?
rebanned.
Was there a lie told?
There was no lie. No, I'm not saying you told a lie. I'm not saying you're wrong. You may end up being proven right.
Okay, but what if it's 04? What if it's the 04 draft
Where they're
class?
all great?
Yeah, like so best quarterback from the 04 draft class is who?
They weren't all great in the 04 class, were they?
Well, I'm talking about the big three.
The big three.
Yeah.
There was a fourth guy that went in the first round, I believe, in the 04 class, wasn't it?
I'm just thinking of Eli Rivers and Roethlisberger,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So the best of that crew was Roethlisberger.
You don't want to have J.P. Lossman, though.
No.
That's my point. Like that's the part that we worry about with the Chicago Bears and why you can't give them the benefit of the doubt. It's like you had all of these great quarterbacks. You had Phillip Rivers, you had Eli Manning, you had Ben Roethlisberger. You don't want to be the one to end up with J.P. Lossman.
Again, you don't think you're whizzing on them when somehow you just use Caleb Williams and J.P.
But based
Lossman
on
in
the
the same
track record,
sentence.
how could you give them the benefit of the doubt when they routinely miss?
I get it. While I think your points are beyond valid, I'm going to side with Cap on the concept of you whizzing.